Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in today to my channel. Hope that you are having a awesome, blessed day. Let's get into my positive note. It's important to keep a light heart. Moving through life with a light heart allows you to adapt to a lot of occurrences in your life. It allows you to be more happier, more joyful, more just very gentle with yourself. Your light heart, and doing anything with heart is important, but a light heart allows you to feel just very airy, very smooth through life. You don't take things too seriously. You do take it, and you make it a concern, but you don't let it take away from you. You don't get too distracted by the noise in the world, because you're focused on your purpose. You're focused on giving to others, caring for others, taking care of yourself. A heavy heart can sometimes keeps you locked in place. It is a process. We all tend to have heavy hearts throughout our life, depending on what that situation is that brings upon a heavy heart. But heavy hearts also contribute to feeling like you're not able to overcome things. So use your heavy heart as a strength to pull yourself through difficult times. It's a healing process, but also know that your heavy heart is more of a sense of space. It's just an emotional bond to whatever your situation may be to it, and then it will pass. And also in terms of being lighthearted is something that will evolve with the way you allow your heart to be, and how you allow your heart to give, and allow your heart to just breathe, and breathe in that moment, and breathe in that space, and breathe in that time. Our heart is given to us for a reason. We must use it. We must use it to grow and manifest, and also knowing that we're capable of emotion, we're capable of being what we can be with our heart, that true person that's within all of us. So it's important to not ignore your heart. Feel your heart, know your heart, and give your heart. And with that, I conclude my positive note for today. I love the heart. The heart that we have in our body is given for a reason, not just to keep us alive, but it also to let us know that we're human. And each pump of that heart that we feel towards situation, like if our heart races because we're excited, or we're anxious, or we just feel happy, that's what our heart is for. Is to remind us that we are humans. We are not machines, robots. We are not given hearts just to have a heart to just live. We're supposed to feel. We're supposed to have that compassion. We're supposed to have that level of care to others as well to ourselves. So I say that. So today I'm back for round number 2 of doing a look from the NYX Swear By It shadow palette. This palette retails for $35. I already did a trio look. This is going to be the second trio look, and I want to share these looks for people who are either beginners, or they're people who are uncomfortable using large size palettes because you're not quite sure where to start in the palette, or how to pick out colors that will go together or be complementary. And in this palette, NYX has pretty much done that for you. You could just pick a shade that you see in the palette that you really like and look at the shades around it. Again, you could just use a single eyeshadow. You could just use that one shade alone. You could do duo, which is 2 shades, pretty much a transitional crease or all over the eyelid shade with a outer crease color. Or you could do a trio, which is a transitional crease color, an outer crease color, or they call your outer V, and you also can just use an eyelid color. So you can use 3 complementary colors. You can intermix colors, and the best way to learn when you're using a big palette is to just get in there and just play and just experiment, and don't worry about how it looks because you're learning. And anybody in makeup is a learning process. I'm not an expert. I just do and share what I know that I do for myself personally, that maybe it'll help somebody else out there too. But I want to do a trio look. So I already have my face done, and I will tell you what's on my face at the end of the video. I'm not going to distract. So let's get into this look. So again, looking at the NYX Swear By palette, it is a good size 40 pan palette. So you have variety of colors to play with. I call it a rainbow on expansions because you do have a lot of the rainbow colors, but they're more of the earthy tones, the jewel tone, the neutrals. You got your mattes, your shimmers, some satins. You just have like a variety of different finishes in this palette, and it really is a good way to try different finishes, different colors, and just see how you like it. I really like it. It's, you know, it's a little bit on the pricer spectrum for NYX eyeshadow palettes because most of their palettes range anywhere from like $6 all the way up to $20 at the most. But with a larger size palette, you know, you get a lot of great shades for $35. So it's definitely something that I think is really good. It's a great beginner palette. You have all these different wonderful colors. They're all in here. So it is a all-in-one type palette. It's really wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyelid with the CoverGirl Lid Lock Up eyeshadow primer base. Again, I really love this primer base. It's fun to use and it just works really well into my eyes. So I'd like to show you all that I'm putting it on so you know that I'm showing you exactly what I'm putting on my eyes, so you don't get like, oh, what is she doing and what did she put on it. You know, you could choose whatever you want for your base. If you're learning to use foundation on your eyelids, or if you're learning to use concealer as your base, use whatever you like to use. Or if you just don't want to use a base at all, that's fine too. But I think shadows work really well and they just seem to last longer, especially if somebody with a oily eyelid. You want to use a base that will prevent creasing in on your eyelids or around your eyes. So it's important to wear a primer to give the eyeshadow something to, how about I say give the eyeshadow something to play with, but give it something to lie on. So I'm just gonna, I put some here because I will be going into my lower lash line to put colors. And excuse the puffiness under my eyes. Don't know where that's coming from, but I plan to work on it. What are some things that you like to use to help depuff your eyes? Sign off below, let me know what it is you like to use. Do you use the serum rollers? Do you use eye masks? Do you use those gel masks that you put over your eyes? You cool it and then you put it over your eyes. Let me know what you like, because I am planning to work on. I know I need sleep because I tend to go to sleep later than I should. And it's just about, sleeping on a good schedule and getting rest, staying hydrated, and all that good jazz. I want my hair to just swing over, but this little part, because my hair, I wear it in that split, that part that is over on this side wants to go over, but I'm trying to have it where it just stays over here, but so just ignore it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have primed my eyes. I will be using the same exact brushes from the last tutorial. So I'll still show them to you just so you can see them for reference. So there are the rose gold brushes from the BH Cosmetics Rose Gold collection, and I will be using a blending brush, fluffy blending brush. I will be using a tapered, detailed, I'll just say like a blending brush too. And I will be using a flat shader brush that looks like this. And I will be using a pointed smudger brush, like a detailed brush. And that's what that looks like. And then I'll be using my Morphe N160 1/8 angle brush. This brush is a little bit of an old school, and the one that they have now has more of the white tilt to it. So this is that brush. So let's get into this look. So ignore my hair if it flies all over the place. And I'm going in with shades 8, 16, and 24. So we're starting off with 8. 8 will be my crease shade. So I'm going to make that my all over crease color. So you're going to see me use the blending brush as well as the flat shader for shade number 4. Why did I say shade number 4? Shade number 8, 16, and 24. So for shade number 8, you're going to see me use 2 different brushes to create this look. So I'm going in. And this is a cool tone look. This is a look for anyone who likes cool tone shadows, and especially the grays. I know sometimes grays can be intimidating, and they can sometimes just not be certain people's cup of tea. But you know what? A gray is it's beautiful, and if it's done very nicely, you will see how nice it will look on the eyes. And you just take your time. If you're not someone who feels comfortable with gray, but you want to get into grays and learn how to use them, just be very gentle. Just be patient with the process, and you will see that it will not as intimidating, because I feel like grays are very beautiful for smoky eyes, but they're also very beautiful for just everyday looks. Now you can probably get away with wearing this to a to your work or something, but if you wear gray, you just want to be very light. You don't want it to be, you know, a little bit too distracting. And it depends on what job you do too. You know, whether you have a more of a traditional, rather conservative type job. You just want to be careful. You know the drill. But don't be afraid of grays. Grays are so pretty. It's so nice to use. So I'm just blending number 8 into my transition. So it looks like that. So I'll come back later if I need to touch up. So let's move in with shade. Oh, what I'm doing. So let's use my flat shader, going back in shade number 8. Remember I said I was going to use 2 brushes. So I'm using a flat shader to shade over my eyes. Now I like using flat shaders. Some people might just take the shader and go all over the eyes with it. I just feel like it gives a little difference in the dimensions or the depth of the color. So that's why I tend to use a flat shader and use a transition brush for the transition. And I know for someone who may be looking at this and they're a beginner, they may be like, no, that's too much gray for me. Just be light. You know, maybe don't go as heavy because I'm not tapping off my brush. But you can tap it off, you know, just if you want to take some, or just barely dip your brush. Because these shadows are pretty pigmented. So there's like really no fallout with this palette. So I want to make sure. So I'm looking at the camera and it looks really gray, see? And you can really just stop here. If you just say like, okay, I just want a simple single eyeshadow look, you just stop here, throw on some lashes or some mascara, and you know, curl your lash or whatever you need to do next, and keep it moving. Or you could keep building on the color, which I'm going to continue to build because we're doing a trio look. But I just want to look at my eyes to make sure everything is cohesive. And then I'm going to go back in, I'm going to blend, because I want to make sure that gray is touching my upper lash line. We don't want any hairs left out. I want to say any hairs. We don't want any skin not uncovered. Left uncovered, basically. Left not covered. So then I'm going to, and it looks pretty heavy. It looks very heavy, but that's just how grays are. And you know, sometimes grays makes people nervous. So taking my blending brush, gonna blend up, blend colors together. This is like the windshield wipe. Follow the brow bone region. Just go over and over and just blend over. And then the little circles. And this brush is really big, so Depending on your eye shape, you might want to get like a smaller blending brush. I have a bit of space up in my eyelids, so I could use a little bit of a fluffier brush. So let's go ahead now and get into the outer crease shade number 16, I think. Yeah, 8, 16, 24. Just like the multiplication table. 8, 16, 24. So now I'm going to go into it with shade 24 for my outer crease, and using that short detail taper blending brush. So this one I'm going to hold up to my, I'm going to hold the mirror to my eye so I can see up close, because I don't want to get my outer V messed up. So haven't tapped off my brush, so I'm just going in and I'm softly blending as I go in. My camera keeps flipping. I don't know what it's doing, but you know what? So I'm just going to go in like that. And open my eyes. So it looks like that. And you just go in. You can pat it on your outer V also. Just pat. And sometimes mattes do better when you pat them in. And then softly blend after you pat. So it looks like that. Then I'm going to go over to the other side, do the same thing, and tuck a little bit of my hair behind my ears. And my waterline is trying to get me today, but let's still try to be resilient and get through this. So. Again, just do it very softly. Kind of outline your eyes, and then you could go back in and like pat more color into it. And just go back in and just pat, 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 pat. But you don't want it too intense, just kind of tap off your brush. And then as you tapping it, or you're packing in the color, just softly blend that color. Softly blend. that. So that's basically the top part of my eye. So then I'm going to take that same blending brush, and we're just going to kind of blend everything together. Make sure everything is nice. There's no harsh edges. I just want to blend. I went in a little bit more on my right, so I'm going to put in a little bit more, go a little bit higher, a little bit higher, kind of match the other side. So it looks even. Go in. So just like that. So that's that. And I'm not an expert. I just like to play with colors and try to help you all or anybody who feels inspired by what I put out. We just have some fun here. And yeah, just having some fun. So next I'm going to go in with shade number 16, and we're going to make, you know what, I need to work on my lower lash. So I'm going to take shade number 24 to work on my lower lash line, and I'm going to connect those colors from the top outer V to the lower lash line area. I'm going to tap off a little bit, and we're going to smudge the lower lash line, and let's hope everything works out just well. So I'm just going to start out here and work my way in. These colors can be very tricky as a lower lash line. If you think you just prefer not to put anything at your lower lash line, that's fine too. You just move on to mascara or do your inner corner, and don't worry about the lower lash line region. So I'm just gonna smudge that in like that. And then this is like a very periwinkle type of color. Like it looks like a blend of like a soft purple, then it looks blue. Very pretty color. I'm just gonna smudge that in and just kind of comb that in. So you could just take your finger and kind of, so before my camera cut off, so you could take some of the, if you like go beyond the lash line region that you don't want to go out too far, you just take your fingers and kind of see if you could smudge it out, like kind of move the colors away, or just take a makeup remover, like use like a Q-tip or something, kind of like clean it up, and then just go from there. But I'm just going to leave it like that for me, but it could be different for you if you prefer not to like do all that extra down there. So the next thing I'm going to do is my inner corner highlight, and I'm going in with shade number 16 with my Once again, my Morphe N160 brush. It's an angle. Ooh, I'm dipping into the wrong color. This other color I was just playing with is on my mind. Let me get some of that off with on the back of my hand. Yeah, I didn't mean to go into that color. My mind was still on it. I could have just used this. This would be easier, because like if you're someone who is not comfortable using certain brushes, they're too big and pointy, just use an angle brush and just go and line your lower lash line. So I'm going in again with shade 16. What I meant to go into and end up going into shade 24. I'm now going to do my inner corner. So I'm just going to go in and move some of my hair out of my face. So I'm just going to go in with, again, 24. Not 24, 16. Shade 16, we're just going to highlight the inner corner. I'm just going to take it, follow the shape of your inner corner. And so this is a very cool tone eye look. If you like cool tones, if you like grays, you're getting a view of what their grays and the blue and the silver is like in this palette. I better stop playing with my lower lash line because it starts to get water, and we don't need any trickles, we don't need any falls going on. So let's go over to this other eye. And you can wet your brush. This silver is like a platinum steel type of color. I'm just going to take that out a little bit. And that's my inner corner. So that's what it looks like. And that's it. If you want it to pop, you could wet your brush and get it to pop a little bit more. I'm just going to wet my brush to see if it'll pop a little bit more. Don't over wet your brush because then it's going to look very watery. It's not much is going to show up because your brush is too wet. Kind of squeeze out some of the excess, so it just need to be damp, not all the way saturated. And I'm going to go in with shade 16 again. I just want to see, I just sprayed my brush with some MAC Fix Plus and see if I could get it to pop a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. So we have pretty much, we're done with this eye look. Only thing I need to do last is put on some mascara and be good to go. So I'm just going to go in with my It Cosmetics Superhero. This is my little mini. I got my little mini somewhere. I don't remember. I might have got it from Ulta or something. I know I got a full size in Bossy Charm. But this is my mini, a little mini mascara. So I'm going to go in and apply it. And I know some of you may be looking at my eyes and say, well, that's not beginner friendly. But trust, if this makes you uncomfortable, you just leave your eye a single eyeshadow, or you just choose another outer crease shade. But just be really gentle, just be soft and easy with the color. And I'm just going to comb. Basically don't feel intimidated by the color. So yeah, that's it. So I am done with my eye look. So this is a cool tone look. Again, shades 8, 16, and 24 are the trio colors. They're the 3 babies that I used to create this look. I know my hand's been in my hair this whole time this video. Sorry. I am truly sorry. This little part just kind of like bothers me. And my arms too. So that is my eye look. Now to get into the rest of my face, what I put on. So I put on for my face, I used the Maybelline Hydrating Smooth Facial Primer. I used the Laurier, the Laura Mercier Tan Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 20 sunscreen, lightweight, flawless coverage. This is what the packaging used to look like. In some places you can still find these. Hopefully they haven't disappeared for those who like this actually formula. I put in the other video like Neiman Marcus, places that I could find online, they still carry it. But Laura Mercier now has the natural skin perfector. They also have the illuminating tinted moisturizer, and they also have an oil free on their website. So they have a lot of different versions of their tinted moisturizer. So I have that on. And then I also put on a setting powder. I don't always use setting powders. So I'm just learning to use them and play with them and see how I can best use them, because I'm a beginner when it comes to setting powders. So I had this Cover FX in my makeup collection, and it's an illuminating setting powder in the shade medium. And I've had this for, I don't know, for a good minute. And since I'm learning to play with setting powders, I decided to pull this baby out and use it. And again, it's medium. And just use it to kind of set my face and give it like some luminosity. And I have also, for my cheeks, I have the ColourPop Super Shot Cheek in between the sheets. And this is what the color looks like. So I just basically put it on like with my fingers, tapped it on. And then I took my angled BH Rose Gold, like it's like an angled blush brush, and I just like blended it in. And then I went on top of it with the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in Churro. One of the most beautiful highlighter that they have. So stunning. And for my lips, I am wearing ColourPop Mama Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is the color. So yeah, so that is the color I have on my lips. So I'm gonna put this color on my wrist so you can see what it looks like against my skin. You see it on my lips. I'm gonna put it on my wrist so you can see a lot of it came out. I don't want to waste this color because this color is so gorgeous. Feels really comfortable on my lip. I think towards more of the later ultra mattes that ColourPop started to feel more comfortable. I know there's some of you out there who may like, oh, I don't like the ultra matte formula. Like, no, that's not for me. I personally love the ultra matte lip formula. I really think it's nice, a really pretty formula. But this one feels very lightweight. You like more peachy type color. This is considered a burnt orange color according to ColourPop. And I just hope I can get that on my shirt. Like some of it moved and got somewhere. But this is what it looks like on my skin. I think I'm gonna, should I put it, maybe I should just put it like this so that way you can see it so I don't have to like kind of turn my wrist. But that's what it looks like. So that's that color. And some of the other alternative colors that I thought about in terms of ultra matte lips, because I'm pretty much a ultra matte gal. I have tons of matte finishes when it comes to, I don't know, stop fussing with my hair. When it comes to my lippies from ColourPop, I have most of the ultra mattes. So I have some alternatives. The next alternative in the kind of like of a peachy line, I have Speed Dial. Speed Dial is considered a peach. It's basically a peach nude shade, and just kind of move the color. This is what the color looks like. So for those who only like more of a nude look, and you like peach, this would be a good alternative for you. You just want to go with a nudie lip color. So that's Speed Dial. The next color I have to show you is Love Bug. Love Bug is a ultra matte color. It's described by ColourPop as a mahogany color. Mine is really thick, so I don't know if it's any good anymore, but I'm just gonna lightly show this color. They say it's a mahogany, but on me it doesn't look very mahogany. It looks more like almost like a chocolate brown. So it's not that deep. So that's Love Bug. The next shade I want to show you is called Saturday. And ColourPop came out with colors for every day of the week, 7 days a week, which I thought was so cute when they launched that. They still have some of their days available, maybe 3 of them, but the rest of the days are gone. I have this in Saturday, and this is not available on the website, but an alternative for this color would be Mamacita. So that is that color there. It's a very deep wine, like burgundy shade. Really pretty, especially for the fall. That's a really nice color. So only thing I saw close to that was Mamacita, and that's that color. And I have one more ultra matte to show you, and it's in Saigon. Saigon is from the Karuchi collab with ColourPop. Karuchi has done, I think, at least 3 now, if I'm not mistaken, collabs with ColourPop, and this is the color. This is called Saigon. Saigon is described as a warm tone, rich, true red color. It is so pretty. Reds are really in right now. People are wearing red lips. So if you're into red lips, I see this as a color that's going to go into the fall. Lots of reds on the lips. So that is Saigon. Really pretty. And if you were to wear it with this as your lip, it would give a nice patriotic, maybe American type look. However, you know, wear it with honor. It's very pretty. I just think red is so stunning on all skin tone, but it will look very gorgeous. Not just, you know, 4th of July, but it will just make that blue gray pop. So that's Saigon. Those are my ultra mattes. So now let's get into my matte lippy lips, matte lippy sticks. Now, the matte lippy sticks from ColourPop are very comfortable. Some of them even look like they're just creamy mattes. They don't even look like they're like super mattes. So the first shade I want to show you is called Poison. Poison is a matte brick red. You know what? Before I show you Poison, let me show you Frenchie. Frenchie is, I think, would be an alternative to Saigon. So this is what Frenchie looks like. And these matte lippy sticks are very comfortable. So don't feel intimidated by them at all. They feel really good, very lightweight. So that is Frenchie. So I think that'll be like a nice alternative to Saigon, I think. The next color I want to show you now, I was going to show you Poison. And Poison is a matte brick red. So Frenchie is more of that true, like strawberry red color almost. But Poison is this deep matte brick red. Is so pretty, especially for the fall. It's a color that will look good on all skin tones. So that's Poison. So pretty. I really need to come and do a lippy stick, a ultra matte lip swatch for you all, like, and do them, just do them, you know, like, just show you what it looks like on my skin tone for you all to get an idea. The next shade is Brink. And Brink is described as a terracotta rose. This is more for the neutral. So if you know, look, I don't play with colors. I don't want a bunch of colors on my eyes. I mean, not on my eyes, sorry. I don't want a bunch of color. You may not want it on your eyes either. But I don't want it on my lips. And sometimes with a cool tone, it's nice to just pair it up with a nice neutral lip so you let your eyes do the talking. So this is Brink. Again, it's a terracotta rose. I love my lippies. I love ColourPop lippies. I cannot get enough. The next color is called Lumiere, and this is from Kathleen Light's collab. And Lumiere is, I think Lumiere is like one of Kathleen's, her OGs, one of her lippy sticks that she first came out with for her collab with. If I'm not mistaken, because Kathleen has been doing it, girl. Has been doing it. So this is described as a dusty mauve. So a dusty mauve pink. So I think that will look good with this eye look too, with like cool tone grays and like blues. This will make a really nice color. So those are all the alternative colors that I have for you that will probably go well with this eye look. I just like, you know, you just really have to play when it comes to eyeshadows, especially if you're someone who is trying to get into colors. If colors are not your thing, then, you know, you don't have to worry about it. You just, you know, maybe just watch this for entertainment purposes. But yeah, just really nice, and it's just really fun to just play with colors. And I think just wearing a simple gray eye with that shade number 16 in the inner corner or along the lash line with that color would look just very elegant, very soft. But I just wanted to play with the color. So yeah, those are all the lip colors, you know, to kind of go with this eye look. I hope that you found this video very helpful to you. Thank you so much. Let me know if you are someone who loves cool tone colors. What are your favorite cool tones to wear? I'm going to probably do an earthy tone color next. Eye look, I think maybe a quad. So I'm just going to interchange. I'm just going to keep playing with this NYX palette to show you all these looks. And also, let me know if you like grays, you know, you're like into these nice gray colors, these blues, these just like ocean, like deep colors. I really like those. So thank you again for taking your time to watch this video. Hopefully you found it helpful to you, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.